You're listening to the Betoota Advocate's weekly news wrap on Desert Rock FM 96.5.
Hello, you're listening to the weekly Betoota News Bulletin, coming to you live from Desert Rock FM studios in the heart of the Channel Country. My name's Bruce Hitchcock, and joining me to bring you all of the biggest stories from the week that was is Wendell Hussey.
Yes, hello, and thanks for tuning in today as we wrap up what's been happening around town, around the country, and around the world.
And it seems like the story of the week so far has been what's happened over in the French capital of Paris.
Yeah, that's right, Bruce. While the pollies over here have been doing whatever they can to grab a headline, the news cycle has been dominated for the last few days by the fire that engulfed the Notre Dame Cathedral. A short time after the news broke that the fire had ravaged the landmark, it was confirmed that Australia's wanderlusses were just as devastated by the news as the Parisians themselves. However, for those who live to travel, there was a silver lining, with the tragic Notre Dame fire providing the perfect excuse to rehash that 2013 Eurotrip photo. One example of the thousands of posts flooding social media this week was a photo with the cathedral barely in shot and the caption, "Just shattered about the news of #Notre Dame. Here's a photo of me outside the cathedral when it wasn't on fire."
And following that devastating news, local unpopular populist Clive Palmer has this week vowed to build a brand new replica Notre Dame Cathedral on his Sunshine Coast property. Palmer told us this week that if elected to Parliament, he promises to build a full-size cathedral on his Coolum property. Clive says that it's going to be built alongside his dinosaurs and that the entrance of the cathedral will feature a giant velociraptor with a speaker in its mouth. When asked how this would benefit his former employees at Queensland Nickel, who are still owed millions of dollars, Palmer ended the interview walking off to heat up a Hawaiian pizza for breakfast. And one of our top readers, James Edge, texted our editor-at-large Errol Parker this week saying that he'd love to see the replica built at Pelican Waters, with a replica of the Titanic docked a few hundred metres away from it.
In news from around town now, and a popular inner-city Birkenstock shop was set ablaze this week. A group of local farmers called the Farmers Liberation Front has claimed responsibility for the French Quarter arson attack that saw the trendy footwear retailer burnt to the ground. They raised the shop at night, when no one was in the premises of course, as retribution for what the vegans had done to their brothers and sisters around the country over the last few weeks. We tried to interview a few of the ponytails and dreadlocks down in the French Quarter the morning after the event, but were informed that everyone was far too devastated to comment.
And in some sad news for the nation, Healthy Harold has been done DUI this week.
Very sad story.
An authority on healthy lifestyles, as well as being directly responsible for teaching our primary school kids right from wrong, the puppet found himself in a bit of hot water after being waved into a random breath testing station on Overell Street heading out of Betoota. Unfortunately for the childhood icon, the mouthwash couldn't save him, and he blew nearly 3 times over the legal limit Sunday morning after a big night out on the town. Now, it's understood that Harold's licence has been suspended for 12 months, and the Education Department is looking into the case to decide whether he needs a bit of time off from the life education truck.
In the sporting world now, Bruce, and the Israel Folau scandal is still rolling on. With the code-hopping star hoping for the government to intervene, Folau's rude comments about liars, drunkards and thieves has officially forced the government to rule out any support for the outcast player. Despite the fact that they are both adherents to the same Pentecostal denomination, the night watchman said he couldn't officially support the controversial player. Morrison explained that while he personally did side with him on the issue of certain parts of the population going to hell, given the makeup of his party, he simply couldn't get behind the call that liars, drunkards and thieves were also going to burn for eternity in the fiery inferno.
Yeah, that's a very tricky situation for the Prime Minister. Anyway, that's it for the News Bulletin this week. Thanks for listening. Be sure to subscribe to the podcast in order to get your weekly fix of real, unfiltered, and unwavering regional news. Until next week, I'm Bruce Hitchcock.
And I'm Wendell Hussey.